Good day. I want to talk about Norway, this beautiful country to the west of Sweden. I think Sweden and Norway are like brothers, really. And we have some similar attitudes. And one of the problems we have, I think, in both countries, is that the citizens trust the politicians way too much. They trust the politicians to handle the problem. And this realization that the politicians will not handle the problem is growing, I think, both in Sweden and Norway. The citizens understand more and more they will have to deal with it themselves. So I recommend that we do it together. Yes. So I'm concerned about Oslo in particular, the capital city of Norway. And I was surprised to read this. In 2017, the Norwegian state issued 12,700 permits to stay. That's a lot. You know, it's a small country. Norway's got about 5 million citizens. And in Oslo there are about 600,000. And apparently the people who come to Norway, they want to stay in Oslo or close to Oslo. So of course they have growing problems. See. So what kind of a problem is it? Well, here's an example. The Norwegian TV2, they looked at all the court cases where someone has been convicted of serious bodily injury in 2018. And one thing you need to remember, in Oslo, yeah, it is very popular to stay there. 33% of the Oslo citizens are or have immigrant background. And by immigrant background means they came to Norway themselves or their parents did. Right? So TV2 looked at this and found a total of 140 people in Oslo that were sentenced in the past year. And among the cases they found victims who had suffered lifelong injuries, deep cuts and skull fractures. So there's no killings, no shootings. In 1/3 of the cases there was a knife or a glass or a bottle that was used. And among those 140 perpetrators, of those 140, 70% had an immigrant background. Right, so that's the problem that they are having. And of course there was a statement from a jerk. They have jerks in Norway too. Apparently. We are very used to this. Experts, politicians, being jerks, making statements. So this was a statement from a jerk, a Norwegian jerk. First he explained, he said, "We respond to inquiries from the state. It is the Directorate of Integration and Diversity that approaches Oslo and asks us to accept refugees." And then he said this, "It is not certain that the integration policy is the cause of the high figure." He believed that one must go deeper into the statistics to uncover the whole answer. Yeah, this is so typical. We hear this a lot, of course, in Sweden, from these jerks. I think Swedish officials or experts invented this bullshit. When they face a statistic that they don't like, they talk about going deeper into the statistics to uncover the answer. Yeah, this is so stupid. All right. So, I think we will have to deal with it, the citizens. So, this is my recommendation. Let's do it together. Apparently our politicians are not doing it. I know the Norwegian government is way, way better than the Swedish one that we have here in Sweden at the moment. But we have to face it. You know, they are not handling the problem. They aren't. All right. That's all. Bye.